A lot's going on in our nation, and we need to take a part. It's up to this group to make sure. I was just talking to Louie Gohmert, Senator, with everything that's going on. Hillary Clinton is not qualified by the law to hold the president's office. And it stays in there whether it was deleted, knowingly deleted it, or didn't know it was deleted. Because they were deleted, she's unable to hold office. And we ought to be shouting it out, loud and clear, that she's unqualified. I don't know how much clearer I could be about it. But this is what this meeting is about. Getting the right people in the office of president. Let's bow our heads for a moment of prayer. Precious Heavenly Father, we're disturbed about what's going on in our nation. And we'd ask, Heavenly Father, tonight that Thou would help us as men and women to expound, declare a stand for our nation and its laws. We'd ask, Heavenly Father, that Thou would open our hearts, open our minds, and help us to step out and make known our concern about our nation and the next president of the United States. Be with us, we pray, in this meeting, and we'll be careful to honor you and give you praise for what you are going to do for us, with us, and our nation. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. If you would stand, we're going to do the pledges to the United States and Texas flags. First United States flag is over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now to the flag of the great state of Texas, over here, and the words are up on the screen. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you much, and have your seat. All right, my printer went on the fritz, so I have my handwritten notes that I'm going to have to slog through here. Wanted to welcome all first-time attenders. If this is your first time at one of our meetings, we're glad to see you here. If you would, we have an email list that if you would like more information about our group, stay apprised of events that we're doing. We have a sign-up sheet on the back table there, as well as in the hallway. We also have a welcome package for you on this table that's right here in front of the big sign that says We People-Longview Tea Party, and we appreciate you signing up for that. Email and phone is the best way that we keep everyone apprised of what's going on, upcoming meeting information, things like that. If you're into social media like I am making all efforts to make our Facebook page be a much more centralized meeting information and upcoming events and things like that. We're also seeking to help get the word out about other local events with other groups that are happening of interest to our group here in our community. So appreciate your interaction on that. wanted to recognize any elected officials that we have here. Of course, we have Congressman Gohmert, our speaker, and we also have Jay Dean, who's our next state representative for House District 7. Sir, thank you. Any other elected officials that I missed? Okay, great. Wanted to also recognize, do we have any law enforcement or first responders currently serving? If you would please stand for recognition. Okay. How about any currently serving or military veterans? If you would please stand, we can recognize you. Excellent. Okay. Before I continue with some of my opening announcements, I wanted to draw your attention to a new group that has just recently formed here in Longview called Operation Blue. And we're going to have Ms. Gay Higdon come up and speak for just a couple of minutes. She's going to tell you all a little bit about their group, what they're seeking to do, and how you can help them. Ms. Higdon.
First of all, thank you for having us. I'm going to be very brief. Operation Blue came about whenever the horrific shooting and death of our Dallas police officers took place. We have a very good friend who is an officer's wife that he works for the Longview PD. She put out a social media plea the next morning saying that she wished there was something she could do. She wanted to hug those people. She wanted to take casseroles to them. She wanted to do something. And she said, if anybody's interested, let's do something. So we met and we had a large group. We came away very excited about what we were going to do. And since then, we have been on the road supporting Operation Blue. East Texas Blue is another organization in our area. They reached out, they said, we like your aspect. What you're doing is showing the support, as you can see, with the shirts, the hats, the signs, that kind of thing, and they're raising money. It costs $800 to put a policeman in full protective coverage. And they have got out and hit the road, and they have made a lot of money. We've got a big event at the end of October. We're looking to raise probably $12,000 to $15,000. We're very excited about that. Real quickly, I just wanted to share with you our mission and our vision. When we came away, we went to the offices and put it to work. East Texas coming together to ensure that our law enforcement officers are well supported physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Our mission is to create a well-rounded movement that invites all of these Texans to show our officers that they are championed, protected, appreciated, and respected. So if you appreciate your law enforcement, we would love for you to support them with the merchandise. Tomorrow's National Night Out. We have signs if you would like to get one for your yard. My name is Gay Higdon. I would normally say my partner in crime is Allison Howe, but since we're supporting the law enforcement, I won't call her my partner in crime. I'll just call her my friend. And we both work at Austin Bank. If there's anything you see that you want, you can contact us. We'll get it to you. So we're proud of what we're doing, and we're going to get these guys in protective gear, and we're going to make life better for them and hope that you'll join us. Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you very much. I would love nothing more than to see our group absolutely clean off that table once this meeting is over. Let's show our local law enforcement community that we are behind them all the way. Remember that, y'all, I'm going to be going home with at least one sign and a t-shirt. Okay, just a few quick things here, and then we're going to get to the start of the show this evening. I wanted to just mention that this last weekend was a very significant anniversary in Texas history. October 2nd, 1835 is the Battle of Gonzales. That's where we get the come and take it from. I think it's very important that we remember Texas history. Also, this tonight and tomorrow is the, I think my math right, is the 26th anniversary of something that I think that we really need to remember, and that's the Battle of Mogadishu. That was the when we were in Somalia in 1993. I say we, as in the country. I was 12 years old, but anyway. I was just old enough, though, to remember it happening and remembering that it was quite a momentous occasion. And hopefully we've all seen the movie Black Hawk Down. I think I'm going to be going home tonight and watching it again, just to remember. For me, that was one of those times where, it was just post the first Iraq War, and we weren't really sure what this new world was going to look like. And that was a bloody day. But we've overcome it. But I think it's important to remember conflicts like that. I mean, we all love military history, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, things like that. But, some of these conflicts, it started in the 1990s, and then, of course, for the last 12 years with the War on Terror. I think we need to be remembering those as well. And this group, we are very much in support of veterans and currently serving military. We're pushing back against this narrative today that says that the military needs to be weak. That's just not what we're about. Okay, some quick dates that we need to remember. October 11th is the last day to register to vote. If you are not registered, make sure and register to vote. We're not here to tell anybody how to vote, but we are here to encourage you to make sure and get out and vote. This has been a very contentious election. We have an entire ballot to fill out. We're not just about one race this November. There are a lot of races that are very important. No matter where you live, you need to get out and vote. Because frankly, my position is, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice in the process, and you really don't have a right to complain. That may sound a bit harsh to some people, but that's how I see it. So October 11th, that's just next week, is the last day to register to vote. Okay, tonight we are happy to have Congressman Gohmert. Next Monday, if you happen to live in Congressman John Ratcliffe's district, he is having a town hall up in Gilmer next Monday night. If you'd like to hear what he has to say, definitely look him up. That is going to be East Texans for Liberty is hosting that at their meeting location in Gilmer. You can look them up online or on social media for all the meeting information there. Also wanted to encourage you to look up the Harrison County Republican Women are having a fundraising dinner next Monday night as well. And they are having a former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Sishan Siv, is the featured speaker. I have had the privilege of meeting that gentleman, and let me tell you what, he has an amazing story. He was originally born in Cambodia, and he escaped the Khmer Rouge as a teenager in the 70s. And he came over here to the States, and he has literally lived the American dream. He came over here with literally nothing in his pockets. And he went to work in construction, odd jobs, got into college. I believe he has an Ivy League degree, or a couple of them, and has worked his way up. He got involved with the first Bush administration. I think he was a top aide there, and he ended up as Assistant Undersecretary of State, and then he did a few other things during the Clinton administration, and then for the second Bush administration, he ended up getting a unanimous confirmation as U.S. Ambassador to the UN, and he served for 5 years. And he is a fellow Texan, and he's one of those guys that gets to say, I wasn't born here, but I got here as quick as I could. But anyway, he's just got an amazing story. He wrote a book, and I highly encourage you to look that up. But if you would like to help support the Harrison County Republican Women, please look them up. Again, that's next Monday night. Okay, our next meeting is going to be November 7th. Our next meeting right here, and we're going to be having our own Keith Rothra doing a presentation on the Constitution, which I think is very timely considering that the very next day is Election Day. So make sure and come and get brushed up on your constitutional principles so that as you're walking into the voting booth the next day, you can make sure and have things fresh in your mind. Okay, I just wanted to read something really quick. Last month, I think, was a big hit of bringing up some federal law. Well, I'm not going to read straight from federal law, but I'm going to read something by a very wise man named A.W. Tozer. I presume most of you have heard of him. He wrote these words many years ago, but it was from a passage called Keep the Torch Burning. I want you to just listen for a second. It's short. The clever proponents of evil political ideologies are spending millions to make us Americans ashamed to love our country. By the use of all available media of communication, they are persuading our people that there is little left worth defending and certainly nothing worth dying for. They are building up in the public mind a picture of an American as a generous, tolerant, smiling chap who loves baseball and babies, but he is not too much concerned about fringe political theories. This synthetic American subscribes to the doctrine of the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man, and let's go fishing. Everything will be all right. And so in religion, especially among the Protestants, let a man rise to declare the unique lordship of Jesus Christ and the absolute necessity of obedience to him, and he is at once branded as a hate-monger and a divider of men. The devil has brainwashed large numbers of religious leaders so successfully that they are now too timid to resist him, and he, being the kind of devil he is, takes swift advantage of their cowardice to erect altars to Baal everywhere. The Bible is a book of controversy. The Old Testament prophets were men of contention. Our Lord Jesus, while on earth, was in deadly conflict with the devil. The apostles, the church fathers, and the reformers were men of controversy. They fought the devil to the death and kept the torch of truth burning for all succeeding generations. Is our contribution to history to be the ignoble one of letting the torch go out? Just words to think about. We are a nonpartisan group. We do not endorse candidates or office holders individually, but we are here to advocate for principles and character. And I'm now pleased to introduce a man who I believe embodies principles and character. He is currently serving as the congressman for the 1st District of Texas. We're going to be doing this as a town hall format. We're going to have him speak for a little while on some topics of interest. And then we're going to follow that up with some questions and answers. I will have a wireless microphone that if you will just raise your hand, I will come over to you. I would just respectfully ask that you keep your questions short and to the point. Please keep the personal commentary to as short as possible, and just ask your question quickly so that Congressman Gohmert can answer it, because I'm sure we all have plenty of questions. And also, if you have something that is more of personal concern, I would ask that you wait until the end of the evening and try to address it to him individually. If you have a question, try to frame it in such a way that it would be informative to all of us. Also, just to remind everyone that we do film these, and so everything that is said this evening will be going up online. So, without further ado, Congressman Louie Gohmert.